to game and get this started. Hopefully, I've set everything up correctly. Hopefully, everything is good to go. As we get the two lads onto the server, both webcams are on. Everything looks to be good. I'm not getting spammed, DM'd by admins saying I've broken something. So without further ado, let's get this first round started. Right off the bat, this looks German to me, but we'll let the players do the talking as we get into game number 1. Is it German with these bullets?
Yeah.
Is it German bullets?
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's German here.
Yes.
The bollards are both in Germany and Luxembourg.
It's probably like one of the 4 bullets that I know. So it's very lucky that we got this one for the first game. It made me look good. I like it.
Toby, I've seen you put in the work. I've lurked in your streams a couple of times when you were doing some Geoguessr.
Yeah. I will admit that it has been a little while since I've been on, but there's a good sign there. Are they headed each there? No, they're going the same direction, but there's a lot of info to be had there if you know some maybe some German like national forests or something.
Yeah, this is looking quite nondescript, I think. Like I would probably lean further south just because the north in Germany is obviously so flat. But I think this pinpoint might be tough. It looks like Shiina's got a good idea.
Both taking their time. That's for sure. Down to 10 seconds. You can maybe talk a bit about this too as we get this round. And of course, very rare that round 1 will get you a massive loss in points in any given direction. The timer goes to an end. Both, again, I mean, it's nothing brutal, nothing to write home about. 128-point hit to, did you just call him Bag or Bad at Geo? What do we
we usually call him Bag. Okay. Just to shorten it a little bit.
Makes sense. A lot of info to be had here early on. Let's get these guys started in round number 2. But tell me a little bit about maybe their play styles. Any of them? I know like some people just go super aggressive. They plonk early to try and maybe catch the opponent off guard. Here we saw both of them pretty much take it to the very last second. Ooh, speaking of which, what do you think like overall is their play styles?
Yeah, so I think Bag will send on rounds like these when it's pretty inconsequential in terms of damage, right? Just because there's a lot of info around, and UAE is not going to be a big country in terms of the parts that they cover. So he's just going to insta-send, not waste time, move on to a more fortunate round for him, I would say.
And again, 29 points, nothing too wild as we hit 2. It looks very American on that street sign to me, the stop sign as well. Well, it's up to the players now to see if they can lock down exactly where in the US of A we are. Do you have any specific like regions or countries that you prefer? Like that you like every time I get it, I 5K.
Yeah, I used to really enjoy playing South America.
Okay.
Back in the day.
That's a tricky one.
Because I thought it was. Yeah, it is quite tricky. I just thought it was fun to get to see places that never really got to see.
True.
Before.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then, yeah, now I wouldn't say I'm a specialist at a specific country.
Okay.
I feel like, more focused on, every country needs love, Toby.
I will say, and agreeing with you in that I did. Initially, I hated trying to get locations right in South America because I didn't know the metas. I didn't know the different signs. And then I learned about the Colombian cross. I learned about how Brazilian signs are like black on the backside of them and whatnot. I feel like very quickly it became very rewarding to study like Latin America and South America because there was oftentimes a very easy way to get them right. Ooh, Seattle to San Francisco here. That's a big one.
A big hit.
Massive hit.
I believe Shiina got the city there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Impressive
very
indeed.
Nice find. All right.
We're quickly getting into the next rounds here. No time to sit around and wait this one out as we go very, very boreal, I feel like. Where are we here?
Yeah, Norway here, it looks like.
Okay.
Maybe a bit more southern, I would say, with all this tree coverage. But you can kind of tell with the outer white dashes, these longer dashes, that we're in Norway. And insta-send by Bag here. And Shiina a little closer once again. Wow.
The quick sends are not really paying off, and now we're in a, maybe not do or die, but close there too, as we head into the next round. Sure, despite the fact that he has been the last to guess every time, he has still yet to take any damage whatsoever, as we head towards Flatlands. This could be many places in my book, but of course we'll see if these guys can pinpoint exactly where we are located. What does this say to you, Ty?
On screen share. Oh, do they have a double black screen? Oh,
I think as you can see, look at his face on the top right. He's definitely seeing something. Oh, there we go. He's on. He's in. I got scared for a sec there too, but I think when we do get these issues, it's very much just us on the observer end that have them and not the players. But of course, if something does come around and we do get issues, as far as I know, we do have a way of resetting around. So it's not the end of the world if we do get a few technical issues.
Perfect. Good news. Looks like both players are zooming into Slovakia here, which would make sense. We had some Czechia-Slovakia bollards at the beginning with the orange reflectors, and it's very flat. So this area of Slovakia makes sense near Bratislava because it is quite flat in that southwestern part of the country.
Both taking their time. Of course, again, it's been Bag who has been the fast kind of trigger finger here, but down to 800 health. It makes sense that he now is starting to slow things down a bit. Here comes the guess, though. Let's see where Shiro's going to go. It is going to be right on the right side, and finally, not immortal after all.
Some damage done there for Bag, which is big. Always want to break the flawless. It's good for your mental as well.
True.
You know?
Let's get round number 6 started. Of course, for those of you guys who don't know, we didn't go too in-depth into it, but every single round comes with a multiplier increase. As you can see at the top right, 3.5x damage as these rounds keep going towards the 10th. You can be off by just a kilometer or a mile or two, and all of a sudden it starts hurting pretty hard if we do get those multipliers in. Ooh, that's a quick guess once again.
Ooh. This is a very risky guess from Bag here, but it seems like he has a vibe. Going on Gaspe, and Shiina's quite close, so this won't be game if it is there. But
let's see. Close. Oh, not just close, but on point is that. Oh no, 4998. Close to the 5k. We've still yet to see one in this matchup, but once again, a little bit of a hit, a little bit of a jab back in the direction of Japan.
Yeah, I think I like that strategy there from Bag, just because you don't always need to 5k necessarily, because you want to put pressure on your opponent as well, because once you lock in, it's that 15-second time crunch. You have to get a guess down. So that's why I like him not going for the 5k there and just absolutely descending once he kind of knows the general region. And we got a Sri Lanka here, it looks like.
And just a quick plonk right in the middle for Bag. No reason to try and specifically guess it, of course. Shiina will take some extra time, see if he can get it in correctly. Oh, nope, he's still gonna stay in 340 as we make our way towards round number 8. These areas are not getting easy, but a lot of info to be had off of the signs here, maybe.
Yeah, looking quite scary for Bag here, going down to 340 HP.
I mean, he pretty much, with the multipliers, he has to get all of them correct from here on out. I don't feel he can lose and survive at 340.
Yeah.
Unless if they're like a meter apart.
I don't hate the quick plonk here from Bag, trying to put the pressure on. He can definitely win here on Indonesia. Big country, but both of them are going kind of the same place. And
it's
Shiina,
1 second. Yep, it's Shiina who gets it, and that's gonna be it. Game number 1 comes to an end, and it's going to be Shiina with the win. So 1-0 in favor of Shiina as we hop back to our lovely faces for just a second as we set up a game number 2. I'm still trying to make sure that I'm not getting any settings wrong, that I'm not getting anything incorrect. So talk me through the match that we just saw there while I set up the next game.
Yeah, I think Shiina played quite well there. Bag tried to put on some time pressure by insta-sending on some of the rounds, but Shiina handled that pressure quite well. And I'm quite impressed by how he was able to kind of control that game from start to finish, I would say, when Bag tried to take control by insta-sending on a couple of rounds.
And now, of course, we are going to be headed into the no-move category, if I'm correct. It's yes, I just had to double check again that I wasn't setting up anything incorrectly here. And you know what? Without further ado, let's get straight into the match, because there's no reason for us to wait. They're both dialed in mentally. They're getting ready for these games to get started. We have webcam 1, webcam 2 on our screens, and maybe a little bit of a car meta info to be fetched here, or no? What are we looking at?
Yeah, it looks like Panama here with the car. Very tropical looking as well. But yeah, Panama, new edition, or relatively new edition in Geoguessr terms. So this should be interesting. Let's see if both players try to region guess. I think Bag, we might just see an insta-send middle here. But not to put his actions for him, but we'll see what happens.
See. As the game gets started, they instantly zoom towards the west, towards Panama. At least that's where Bag currently is. Shiina has still yet to take a look at the big old map, but definitely trying to look for more info. But what can you fetch off of this position? Maybe some mountains in the back?
Yeah, so there's not like the entire country is covered, but a lot of the south coast and the main highway, which I believe is the one going through Panama City, spanning the entire country, is covered. And then just north of Panama City, I do believe. So, yeah, it looks like they're just trying to look up where the mountains are, both clicking outside Panama City. So,
quick login there on the site of Bag, instantly followed. a solid 1 damage coming through. Does that have a term? I feel like it should have a term when you hit for 1 damage. If we can 5k something, you can also. That's like back scratching. What can you do if you have if you're a person with 6,000 health? What is the equivalent in damage taken for 1 damage out of 6,000?
It really reminds me of that one YouTube video where you keep stabbing someone with a spoon. You know?
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
It's like an ineffective spoon, like damage 1 HP. Like
I feel like even a flick on the ear would be more harmful than 1 damage. I'm not exactly sure. As we get into the cow meta, any specific regions these cows are based in?
Yeah, it just looks like middle US to me. Yeah, kind of like where Shiina's.
I've said cow meta before. Is it actually a thing? Because I kind of came up with the idea myself, but then as I said that, I'm like, you know what? If there's a farmer playing Geoguessr somewhere, they can be like, nope, these cattle, they're only raised in, I don't know, Arkansas. Then there's got to be a meta to it, right?
I mean, yeah, you can use it to definitely narrow down the region of the U.S. because it's pretty much only going to be middle U.S. that you're going to get cows mostly on those big farms like that. So,
South Dakota, Kansas, guessed it was in fact in Iowa, so they were both in and around the right place. But once again, a good start here for Bag.
Yeah, kind of flipping the script on game 1. So I'm glad to see that he's bouncing back and not taking that game 1 to heart after nearly getting flawless there.
What do we do here? A lot of forest, a lot of dirt roads. Are there any clear signs to you telling maybe some Google? Like camera meta, where we're looking?
Yeah, I think this is a struggle for both players here. I could see maybe 3 countries. So we do have the car, the Latin American car with the antenna on the back, and that's going to be in Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, and Mexico. But it looks like both players are heavily deciding. Oh, Shiina might be going for a what is that? A Costa Rica hedge there?
Still somewhere near one another. We've seen it before where these go like completely like continent opposite of one another, but with only 2 times multiply and them being somewhat near one another, it still shouldn't be that massive a hit unless Shiina, of course, second guesses himself here.
Oh, we are sending. Oh, this could be damage if one of them is correct. Yeah.
Ooh, and it's actually even further.
Okay, that's a lot of damage.
Definitely is half health chipped away from back there.
Wow.
And what do you think was it that gave it like that sent back that far towards the southeast?
Yeah, I think the Colombia guess. I mean, I can totally see Colombia or Mexico there. It's really tough. I think judging it just by the direction of the sun, because usually people will use it where if the sun is in the southern hemisphere or like the south of your compass, then you'll be in the northern hemisphere and vice versa. So I think maybe Bag kind of used that a little bit there, but it's quite unreliable around the equator. So yeah, it's really difficult to say. And looks like we're in Panama once again. So yeah, Panama getting 2 appearances in the no-move game so far.
Very beautiful, very quick guessing. Ooh, 4 kilometers off. That's a man that knows his forests. That's incredibly impressive. And important, too, after such a big hit. 3k damage almost done to back there. Nice for him to pretty instantly get in and respond.
Yeah.
Is this? No, it's not. I thought we were going to Japan, but that was not the case.
I would love to see a Japan here.
It would be...
but Maybe not for bag's sake.
Exactly, I was gonna say. That's are you favoring one player over the other all of a sudden, Dai? That would be
No. I'm just saying for bag's sake in Japan, it would not be good.
But it would also, if he somehow beat Shiina in Japan, that would also be a bit of a oof.
Oh, for sure.
For Shiina. So maybe he wants it. Maybe he wants it to happen. Maybe not. Who do you think Shiina could beat Bag in the UK?
That's a good question. I wouldn't say Bag's like probably the best UK player out there, so I think he has a chance for sure. And wow, Shiina just he's making some great guesses right now, Toby.
Yep,
I don't know what there is to say.
I mean, again, this is obviously minimal damage. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this. Can we just, guys, can you go to like a break? We'll just sit here and enjoy this screen for the next 10 minutes. No, this is beautiful. But no, what I wanted to say is I love the fact that Shiina, because, I mean, the way that obviously this game works is that whenever someone else guesses, we get the boing timer and the music goes full Who Wants to Be a Millionaire to stress the hell out of you, which I love. But it also is insane to me to see a guy like Shiina, when he goes up against a guy in back that guesses so fast, completely under control, spends, like, he goes, great, you just gave me 15 seconds for free, I'm gonna use every single one of them to, you know, like, kind of narrow down my guess, and I think that's part of the reason why it's getting so close.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a time crunch, and if I'm not mistaken as well, I believe it's like 1:30 in the morning for Shiina, so...
True, we haven't even taken that into account.
Right, he's up late grinding for this.
Yep.
And,
yep.
He's performing quite well for how late it is for him.
That is true. I did not even consider that. That is right. Time zone, of course. Indeed a factor. As we hop into round number 7. This one has gone by pretty quickly, but again, minimal damage. Other than the one big hit on Geo, it's been a pretty long fight, this one. And where are we looking now? We can see East Coast, where Bag is looking. Are you confident in that?
Yeah, I like so we do have the southern reflectors in that style. I do like something along Georgia, South Carolina, that area. Looks like Bag's committing to Georgia here, and Shiina might be doing the same, just a bit more south. So we shouldn't see a game here, but like both players' guesses, I think.
Oh, let's see. Down towards Georgia is where we see Shiina, and once again, he will be the one closer again, taking every single second. Try and get it down right. And a little bit of a hit. 1,000 damage done towards Bag as we head into round number 8.
Okay, this is an interesting round. I think Bag can definitely make the comeback here. If anybody can do it, it's him. Absolute legend at the game. And I'm not quite sure what we're looking at here, Toby. It looks like Southeast Asia to me.
Yeah, there are definitely some palms. Some palms in there. Ooh, is that a little bit of a sign in the background that could tell you anything? Or is that just a alarm bell? Something like that?
Ooh. Perhaps. I'm not sure. It looks like with this thin road here, Bag's leaning more Indonesia, which I think I like as a guess. Oh, they're pretty much on the same place here. Once again, Toby.
Yep. It's almost as if these guys are pretty darn good at this game. As we do get to Indo the first time around, we'll see if Shiina likes this or if it doesn't. I mean, there's enough damage potential here that this could be game if he goes just one island off with the 4.5 multiplier, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And ooh, maybe he should have, because that could have been game, but it won't be.
He was considering a switch there, Toby, I think. He was looking at South Kalimantan as a potential switch, and he didn't do it. And we move into round 9. Bag's still alive. He's still kicking.
We've seen it before. The last second flicks. I can't remember who it was in the European qualifiers, but it was literally like a quarter second left. Just completely flicks it to another continent and wins because of it. Oh, I'm trying to think back. It was... I can't remember if it was Krat. It wasn't Krat, so... No, but it was just amazing. It was amazing. I love it when it happens. When you have one sat there and going, was it Salik? Maybe it was. In any case, it was. It's phenomenal to watch. But of course, also it can be dangerous when you start second guessing yourself and you feel like everything tells you it is here, but something in the back of your brain goes, no, it could also be somewhere else. And then you realize too late that your initial hunch was the correct one.
Oh goodness, Toby, we've got Japan.
We got Japan. We actually got Japan. I was talking too much and we went to Japan. And that could be game because of it.
My goodness.
There it is. Game over. Taken out in Japan as Shiina goes 2-0. What a game.
Wow.
Take me through what we saw here, as I unfortunately missed that we were headed to Japan there in the final seconds of this match.
Yeah, I mean, Shiina, once again, almost played a flawless game there.
Yeah.
Can't really say too much. It's not like Bag played bad. I think he played quite well, actually. But Shiina just made no mistakes. He stayed calm and composed and was just able to pick up the win in his home country. So, very nice job from Shiina there, up 2-0 now.
He's clearly not being stressed. Or I feel like the pace that Bag is trying to set is not kind of pushing him off in any way. He probably knew coming into this that he's going to play fast, but that gives me an extra 15 seconds. And I've seen you guys do your freaking 0.1 second crazy NPC things. And I'm like, if you give a guy that can do that 15 seconds, you could have a lunch break, a nap, and everything in those 15 seconds and still come out correct. So maybe for Bag, I don't know if that's a strategy or if it's time when you're down 2-0 to change things up, but maybe spend that 1 extra second now that we're heading into a potential GG to try and get the guesses in correctly. Else we do head into game number 3.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely not counting Bag out here, Toby. I think he can still make this reverse sweep comeback for sure. Definitely a capable player. So we'll see how his strategy can adapt, maybe, here. Moving into the moving game once again.
Well, if there's a time to adapt, now would be that time as we head into moving once more. Again, it is moving, into no move, into moving, into no move. And then, of course, again, as you said, the dreaded NPC, which I think is a little sad that it only comes in the end, considering how many pros I've talked to that actually really like it. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll see more of it as we do get a very nice street sign there. That should dial things in pretty evenly.
Yeah, and it looks like Bag has found the towns on the sign. Shiina's still moving here.
He went the other direction.
Yeah, it looks like Bag went the right direction here.
Yep, that's the coin flip.
Yep, and Shiina's still making a good reason guess, nonetheless, but Bag is a little closer. Let's see if that helps boost his confidence moving into the rest of this moving game.
I mean, he got the first 2 rounds in the previous one as well, but then you got the massive 3K hit in round 4, and that's kind of when the tide turned. So maybe, go back, just keep at it, see if you can keep chipping away, because you don't get a lot of chances at winning rounds.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's, as fast as they come.
Yeah, I think on this one, Hong Kong is pretty much going to be a wash, right? Because it's so small. So
it's like
don't hate the input long. Bag doesn't want to waste time.
Hong Kong, Asian Denmark. Hate to see it. It's just unlucky, you know? Just unlucky. None of them got a 5K, but it doesn't matter. It's only 32 damage. Could have been on opposite sides of the country. Still wouldn't have been too much as we hop on in to round number 3.
Ooh. Okay, this is an interesting location. Kind of looks similar to that Germany location that we had in the very first round of the tournament, right? Oh, but we're going instantly.
Okay.
And it's Slovakia. All right.
Quick plonk again. That. I mean, I love how Bag heard what we said and was like, bro, you're telling me to slow down? I'm going to speed up even harder. I'm just going to plonk everything and we'll see what happens.
Okay, Shiina getting in as well. He's staying calm and cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's something to say.
Yep, definitely. So. Gets himself a little 66 points hit. Of course, not gonna be much, but as the multipliers keep stacking up, it will. It could potentially be lethal down the line.
Oh goodness, we've got another Japan here, Toby.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and that's where you go for. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, you can of course talk more about. Tell me about the electricity poles in Japan and why they're so important.
Yeah, so each region in Japan is going to have a specific set of like those plates on the poles, and each region is also going to have like different pole tops, different transformers, different like guy wires, which are the wires coming off the bottom of the poles that have like the little sheath on them that protect it. So like all of those factors will help you determine where you are in Japan, and both got it correctly there, looks like.
But most importantly, a British person beat a Japanese person in Japan. I think that's the biggest takeaway, and if there's anything to give you confidence to do the reverse sweep, this would be it. It's not a lot of points, but, you know, sometimes it's the mental games.
It is. And let's not forget that sometimes the moving games come down to the slimmest of margins, Toby.
Yeah.
Especially when both get, like, good info. And Bag is currently up in health, and that's a good situation to be in the moving game.
Oh, let's see. As Sfax is currently the location that Geo is looking at. I like also how, I mean, Geo is usually, Bag is usually pretty quick at kind of zooming in on the map just to kind of lock things down and help be faster. Whereas Shiina, for the most part, doesn't look at the map at all until he is very confident in exactly where he's going. This time around, of course, a little bit different as he has now looked towards Tunisia too.
Yeah, a little differing in strategy here. It looks like this could be some points because Bag has found a sign for Tunis. Ooh! And Shiina, okay.
Massive round there, 1,000 damage, of course. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot when you have 6,000 total, but in the early rounds, when you get this much damage in, that could be GG down the line.
Yep.
Also, keep in mind, if you can see a sign to a city, guys, it means that you can go to that city. I've done it many times. So I see a big sign on a highway. I'm like, oh, that's where I am. Oh, wait, no. This is the highway to that city. Never mind.
It's always difficult to line up where you are in relation to that city as well.
Exactly.
I feel like, if you are guessing outside. But it looks like we got the US here. Instant Minnesota. So Shiina's the one who's locking in instantly. So a little differing strategy here, and Bag's not too far off there, but oh man, Shiina is just
on point.
He's putting on a clinic right now.
Definitely 1,000 before 1,700 now. 2 big hits back to back. As Bag, he's on the edge here. 2-0 to Shiina already. This could be game over if he doesn't start turning this around.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit scary, getting into the danger zone here for Bag. As we get. Maybe this can help him moving forward. Looks like Romania here?
Initially,
or is it Turkey?
Turkey, yeah.
Okay, it is Turkey. And we have a sign for Istanbul on Shiina's screen, 87 kilometers away. Yeah, I don't know if Bag's going to find this sign.
There's another sign for him to look at. Doesn't give him the same info. I'm sure there's a lot of... Oh, doesn't have Istanbul on the map.
His region guess is good. I know he's been practicing a lot of Turkey recently, so I think the vibes were good there. So we shouldn't see game here, but it could be some points.
Oh, not gonna be game, but points indeed. Bag went into Istanbul proper. Shiina a bit further east, but it is going to be him heading back in return as we hit round number 8. 4.5 multiplier. Again, you don't have to be far off now in order for this to be game over. 5,000 health for Shiina. Looks good right now, but could be down to 0 with one oopsie here.
Yeah, and this is exciting. Okay, we have an insta-guess from Bag here in Russia. I love this.
Plonk.
Putting the time pressure on. Although I said Bag can't read Cyrillic, he's very, very, very good at Russia. So we'll see how this goes. I know Shiina's no slouch himself. Let's choose closer here. This could be game.
Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. It's gonna be Bag who wins the round, but it's not gonna be enough to take him down. Half health removed as we hop on into round number 9.
But Toby, he's in pole position now.
It definitely is. Keep in mind, everyone, that in case we do hit round 10 and it comes to a close and no one's at 0 health, it's the one with the most health by the end of said round that will be the winner. I don't think we mentioned that before. But in case you wonder where, now you are.
Yeah, so quite exciting that Bag has taken the lead here. And he's hoping for small countries, and he gets one here in the form of Belgium, it looks like. So this could be minimal points depending on the region guess here from Shiina.
I feel like he needs to win something back. Just a couple of hundred here to potentially upset in the last one. But let's see. It is going to be Shiina who gets it, actually with a bit of distance to it.
That's an excellent region guess.
And now he's ahead.
Oh, he is ahead. Oh, we are set up for an excellent round 10 here, Toby.
Indeed, we are. If Bag loses this, he's done for in this match, as it would be 3-0 to Shiina. But let's see now who's going to come out victorious, as these guys are pretty much side by side all the way down to the end.
Oh, gosh. And we have an Australia here. Bag is going in immediately. And will Shiina get it down here? Oh, goodness.
Just needs to win. It doesn't matter the amount of points. It just needs to be 1 meter closer, and it's his round for the taking, and he will be closer. Able to bring it home. 3-0 for Shiina as Bag falls.
Wow. And wow, what an absolutely insane series played by Shiina there.
Wild ending. As we head to round number 4 in just a moment. We'll get that game set up for you. But before that, see, talk me through what we saw here. I mean, Shiina playing incredibly well right now.
Yeah, incredibly well, and he gets me worried sometimes when he last second switches, because okay, either he does the right thing or he will hate himself for second guessing himself and switching last second. But in this match, it worked out both times and with very great effect. Especially the Mexico round stood out to me. He was on the East Coast first, then switched to the West Coast, basically getting the road. So yeah, great performance by him.
We've seen a few of them already. I will say, though, I mean, we saw from Satsu in the previous match that he played how his ability to kind of set the pace up and force his opponent to make mistakes. I mean, Shiina is happily taking those 15 seconds any day of the week and has been, while maybe adjusting quite a bit in the last couple of seconds. It goes to show that with every adjustment he's made, he's just gotten that much closer to the target.
Yeah, I think there's also difference in moving and no move, because in moving, you don't only give them more time, you give them more opportunities as well to find information.
True.
And in no move, maybe he will stick to it, just guessing fast, because he won't gain any more information from it, unless he missed like a crucial thing in the image. But I think he will take a good look, and then if he's confident, just insta-send and maybe put on the pace again.
Well, we'll see if it's going to work out for him as we are headed on into the next round. Let's just get it up. Let's get it going, as it is now 2-1 in favor of Shiina. Round number 1. Simple days here to kick things off. What are we seeing?
Yeah, just a simple South Africa. Blue car, driving left. Southern Hemisphere, only one option. Question is, can they read anything helpful here, like a phone code or a town name? I don't see one.
Very quiet days. Cape Town is where Satsu is looking down towards, even south thereof, all the way down to the southern southern tip of the continent.
Yeah, I kind of like it because we have like a mountain ridge east, which could be the one just downtown Cape Town. But it looks a bit empty for it, maybe.
Let's see.
That would be a very good guess if it is there. But I think he will switch.
Somewhat nearby vicinities, but still Satsu a bit further off to the east. Let's see who's going to come out
And
victorious.
Shiina
Neither
found
of
it, I
them guessing
think.
so far.
I think Shiina found it.
Is that a 5K? One of the first of the day. Yes, it is. 22 meters off. Yet another 5K. And while I know it might not matter much in the current format and grand scheme of things, I do love to see it. Love to see players being able to pull up a globe and lock down the exact location they're in.
I mean, just the mental warfare on that guess is very, very good for Shiina, because he's already up 2-1 and he makes a very impressive guess first round. Not only makes a good guess, but also just gets the exact road. Yeah, and Saju's like, okay, this is kind of not going my way right now. So.
Game on. Yeah, and you have to win this one as well. Remember, everyone, it is a best of 5. So unless if he can bring this one home and take us into our first NMP set of the evening, then it's going to be game over.
I don't know if I can handle an NPC game right now. But both people
Locked
will.
in. East side Brazil once more. We've been over here a couple of times already today.
Yeah, usually when it gets this hilly, it can only be the eastern part, really.
Indeed it was. Just to in between him. Damage done though towards Satsu, who I mean, again, when you're down around, you're looking at elimination, and Shiina is playing flawless Geoguessr. How do you upset this? Oh my.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How do you upset him? Like, how do you catch him off? It doesn't feel like there's a region or country where he's just inconsistent.
I mean, maybe like we saw, maybe he's not very confident in Europe, because that's where I think he made his only 2 mistakes in this matchup, which was like the Italy-Austria round. I still don't know which side it was, but it was somewhere on the border, and the Hungary round. Both rounds had like very little info, and maybe that's like the rounds you kind of have to get. Those like nondescript European rounds. Maybe that's Saju's like hope.
Well, Saju's gonna log in the western side of Norway. We'll see if he gets any points off of it. Shiina has gotten the same direction as well, so this should be minimal points. But nonetheless, points in favor of Sachu, who will finally start taking a couple of points off of Shiina.
Always good to break the flawless
Exactly.
very early on.
Mental warfare, as you were saying. While these guys obviously can't talk to one another during the game, I mean, technically they could, but they don't. It's always good to show that we aren't immortal after all.
Yeah, they're very locked in always. I'm always very surprised nobody has any like facial reactions. They're like cold-blooded killers sometimes.
Full focus.
Yeah.
Love to see it. A quick or early placement towards Estonia, towards Latvia. Are you liking what we're seeing?
Yep. I'm liking Latvia here. But that's just because I don't know, the road looks bad. And it is Latvia.
On point once again. 300 damage done towards Sachu. The small hits come through once more as we head into round number 5. Not really too much separating him. As I say that, actually 1,700 points is quite a chunk. As we now hop over to something that looks UK-ish to me.
Yeah, either UK or Ireland here. The line to me, the road line looks more Irish, but okay. I'm not very confident right now. I'll stick with Ireland with my guess, but...
Sign in the background, some hills to look at. Building on the left, but doesn't look like that has a lot of info to go off of.
Yeah, architecture obviously very similar in the two, or can be very similar. Although this house like arguably looks a bit more Irish.
Mm-hmm.
But it can always be Wales and...
Oh, well, Wales is where, well, at least the border there too, is where Sachu has placed his marker. Still towards the north, it's 3 times multiplier. While the distances aren't that great, it could be a lot of damage coming through, and it is going to be Ireland. Neither of the ones had the country correct, but regardless,
yeah,
it is going to be Shiina who comes out victorious.
I'm very surprised because we had the same thing in an earlier matchup, and both people didn't guess Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was one Northern Ireland guess and one was in the water. I think it was Nestor against... Yeah, I'm kind of surprised because I think this road line is just Ireland, but it's always easier from a caster chair to just say,
oh, of course,
yeah, that's easy to get.
Yeah, why couldn't you get
in
that
this situation? It's I've been there and I made horrible mistakes when I was playing in competitive environments, so you kind of have to give them some, some lee room. The
pressure does get to you. Indeed. We'll see if the pressure's going to get to them here. Shiina has, again, played pretty flawless so far. We'll see if the pressure is going to get to him. If Sachu gets any chance of crawling back into this match, he's currently over 2,000 health behind as he now locks in. Towards Colombia is where Shiina is guessing too.
Both in a very similar area.
Yep, but it's Sachu able to claw back, able to get a little bit of damage done. 1,000 at that to try and even things out, getting closer to that round number 10 as we hop into flat cornfields once again.
You like to see it, or you don't, depending on how this round goes, maybe.
I'm gonna say Kansas. That's just a guess with absolutely nothing to build it off of. I was once told that there's a lot of corn in Kansas, and I'm seeing a lot of corn, therefore this must be Kansas.
Yeah, it is a lot of corn. I was thinking more of like Illinois, Indiana. Just because of how many trees are around. And we have 2 people in Illinois, actually. So that kind of confirms my idea. But I'm not the best US player.
Well, we'll see if they prove to be both locked in, both Illinois, both correct. I was wrong, but that's fine by me. They are much better than me and Sachu. While having just done 1,000 damage, we'll take them in return immediately after. Yet another open field circle here as... Again, what are you going off of in a location like this, Siggy?
A bit stunned here. We have the back of the car, which is European. Like we see the little place where the antenna would usually be.
Mm-hmm.
But as to which country we are, I'm kind of lost here.
That's good. That means maybe they are too.
Yeah, I think this is not an easy one. I'm kind of thinking again, like maybe Romania, Hungary. But again, this is a very hard round, but this is maybe what Sachu needs.
It's a very hard European round. Yeah, exactly. a lucky hunch, a lucky maybe second guess of yourself to get it close, and then having Shiina make arguably one of the only mistakes he's made all evening. You can see him now off the mouse as well, hands held together. He's not sure what he wants to go for here.
Germany is interesting. I mean, this would be a very interesting road for Germany and very empty. I could see maybe a Czechia.
He did say that he wasn't too confident in Europe. Be that.
And Sergio just hedging like 4 countries pretty much, so let's see where it is.
Are we game? Oh, we're not. It is going to be Germany. It is going to be Shiina closer. And that, my friends, is going to be game. And that is going to be Shiina, the first player through to the grand finals.